In this video, we're going to go over how to read and interpret the label on your prescription bottle for your compounded semaglutide or tirzepatide. And there are several different things on these labels, so they can get a little confusing, which is why I wanted to make sure that we go through it in detail so that we know exactly what information we need to be pulling from this label and what to do with it. All right, so I want to try to get this close to the camera so we can see everything here. And if we notice right up top, it shows us what the medicine is. So this is tirzepatide compounded with L-carnitine. And this number that comes right after that is actually the concentration of the solution. This is not your dose. It's simply how much of the medicine is in each milliliter of this solution, okay? So for this particular concentration, it's 25 milligrams of tirzepatide and 12.5 milligrams of L-carnitine, all right? Then when we come down here, under that, here is where our actual action step is. This is what we're gonna go to figure out how we actually draw up and inject this medicine. So here we're gonna see is telling us to inject 30 units, which is 7.5 milligrams, that's the dose, under the skin once weekly, okay? So what do we do with that information? So this is telling us that we need to inject 30 units, which is the same as 7.5 milligrams. So 7.5 milligrams is the actual dose of the medicine. But when we're drawing it up in the syringe, we need to make sure that we draw up 30 units of the actual solution. So if we take a look at the syringe here, these numbers and these markings are units, okay? So these are not milligrams, they're not milliliters, these are units. So if our label tells us to inject 30 units, we need to draw that solution up to right here at the 30 unit mark. And that is gonna get us that 7.5 milligram dose that we're looking for. Now, of course, your label may be a little different based on which dose you're taking and which medicine you're taking. But those are the numbers you want to focus on. Make sure that you're drawing up the correct number of units each time you give yourself an injection, and you can essentially disregard the rest of the information on there. And one other note, sometimes the pharmacy will put this little "for 4 weeks" modifier at the end of the label. You can essentially disregard that. That's just kind of a suggestion because most of the time people stay on a particular dose for about 4 weeks before going up. If you have more than 4 doses at your particular dose in a vial, then you can ignore that "for 4 weeks" modifier there. It doesn't really apply to everybody. So that's it. That's how we read the labels. Always feel free to reach out to us with any questions or concerns, but hopefully that provides some clarity around what we should be doing when we receive our medicine.